Good morning, everyone. It's so dark. I hope. Oh, okay. It got lighter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. It is Sunday. It is I. I am here. I'll be making coffee in my underwear for you, and on YouTube and on Spaces, and I guess wherever else. I don't know the Spaces thing after this Threads thing. I don't know what to do. It's a nice way for people to call in. We don't have that function really anywhere else yet, so I'm going to use it in the meantime. Maybe they'll come up with something else. Remember, what was the other one? Green Room? Clubhouse? Remember all that shit? What that was very pandemic. A bunch of guys in an office said, let's get into audio. I don't know why they said that. Who did that whole push? Green Room. It was a hot new thing. Clubhouse. Got to get on and listen to people talk. It was ridiculous. And they were wrong. And this is the best part about executives. And you see it happen all the time. They do this executive shuffle. Somebody gets a lot of money, high ranking position, gets to make these big decisions and basically throws a dart at the board, says, what if we do this? And it doesn't work. And instead of shaming them, they give them a great package to leave and they just replace them with somebody else. And then they move on to, being an executive for an oil company or something. They do this whole shuffle and it's never really a big deal. They get so much money because they know that their job is just to blindly guess and then probably get fired no matter what. I will say, if you have not already, it would behoove you to watch the latest Hey EW with MJF on youtube.com/AEW. I put the link everywhere I possibly could. I mean, it's not terribly long. You could probably pause this, watch it, and then come back if you want. It's not going to take up too much of your time, but there's so much packed in there. It's a real personality profile on a complicated man. And then things happen, accidents happen, sets unpredictable, especially backstage a wrestling show. Who knows what could happen? I don't want to really get into it right now because there's a lot of legalities involved. But regardless, watch it, like it, share it, support it, tell people that you like it despite what it was. Let's take a look at the underwear. These are steel. These are Lululemon. Way too long. Look at this. These are like shorts. There we go. I have to bunch them up, and then this area gets very hot. I'm so sorry about that. Let's see what people are talking about today. Good morning, sir, said Amanda. Beautiful hay today. Exactly what I didn't expect, and that's incredible. Hello, friends. Mikey said, good morning, genius episode. I don't know about that. I saw a couple of other hay signs at Collision. Why didn't you take a picture of it, Mikey? Some people don't sit on the hard cam side. Some people don't know how television works. So they'll have a sign. They'll be sitting in the bleachers, the upper deck there. No one will see them. You have to promote those signs. Mia said, good morning, beautiful people. Zoel said, good morning from the sunny Sunflower State. Redundant. Dare we say the hottest episode, Hey EW episode yet? Although I think the one with Paul White was a little steamy too. Saeed said, good morning and happy Sunday to all. Mike said, good morning, everyone. Jean has joined the Key to the City. Her name is Jean. Maybe it's his name. I don't know. Jeans can go either way. Jean Citizen. It's got to be a woman. That's not how you would spell a man's Jean. Isn't that the male Jean with a G is so ugly looking? This Jean is nice. I like the way this Jean looks. Welcome. Enjoy all the exclusive videos that only the Key to the City members have access to. Kevin said, good Sunday. Archie, good Sunday to you. So Sierra said, good morning, beautiful people. Molly said, morning, my Sunday favorites. Christine said, good morning. Lady Pam said, good morning, everyone. Maureen, good morning, good morning, good morning. Kendi, Maureen, Emma. Erin said, good morning. Just checking in here before I need to check out of my hotel after my sister's bachelorette party. Erin, can you tell me, did they have the straws in the shape of a penis? And if they didn't, that's no bachelorette party to me. Did they have boas and glasses that light up like glow stick glasses and straws in the shape of penises? Please answer if you can. Simon said good morning. Nail said good morning. Midnight Cowboy said, good morning, RJ. That MJF is a stand-up dude. I agree with you, and I think he's doing his best, and we all are. There we go. Emmanuel said, who is a low and high energy person you've had on Hey W? Emmanuel, watch the episodes and decide for yourself. Lady said, just wrapped up to watching the latest Hey, and he lit up the show. Nail said, welcome, Gene. Never leave. Bring a fire extinguisher. Sean said, good morning. Eli said, MJF seems like a nice young man. Star said, hi, everyone. David Arquette is here, and he said, hi, friends. I'm on an airplane about to take off, but love you all. How do people that watch Hey W not know about the coffee and underwear of it all? Because I try to keep the world separate, David. You know, that's like you doing all your spray painting, and then you go and you do serious acting and say, please don't yell at me. I'm not the guy who spray paints on the wall. I want to be appreciated now. I read a book by Uta Hagen. Do you understand what I'm saying? Wiststein, W. Stein said, Danhausen was, and I thought Danhausen was going to be the one that sets the hay set on fire. Well, what are you going to do? Amanda said, I truly loved it. When I met MJF, he was casually nice to me, and I attribute it to also being a Jew. Well, yeah, sure. I would say so. We're all proud of our different heritages. Mia said, good morning, David. Christine said, safe travels, David. Thank you for the Dark Parlor autograph. Yes, Christine got a autographed picture by David Arquette that said RJ should have won this title too, which I shouldn't have, and that's why I didn't. Rod said, do you feel any pressure when you have a guest that you know everyone is anticipating? I feel pressure constantly all the time, whether I do stuff or not. So what difference does that make? Mike said, mentioning of Rosie O'Donnell set MJF off. He's not over that. I did manage to get in a lot of information. Where he grew up, his high school, and John McD and the McDLTs. Snap Grapple Pop said, I thought MJF's mentor was Cody. Turns out it was Sky Blue. Suplector says it was a brilliant episode. Kim said, good morning, wonderful people. Your mama said, can we get a Hey W, but it's just you, Chuck, and John being weird. Who? Chuck Taylor? Who's John? Which John? There's a couple Johns. David said, good morning. I guess he's still here. Nails has a request. A dramatic reading of Firestarter. Good, because I wanted to press my coffee. Firestarter lyrics. Okay. Firestarter by The Prodigy, right? Okay. All right, Nails. Nails has been a member for 38 months. What a legacy you're leaving. And I will do it as I press my coffee. I'm the trouble starter, pumpkin instigator. I'm the fear addicted, danger illustrated. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. You're a fire starter, twisted fire starter. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. I'm the bitch you hated, filth infatuated. Yeah, I'm the pain you tasted, fell intoxicated. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. You're the fire starter. Twisted fire starter. I'm the self-inflicted mind detonator. Huh, yeah. I'm the one infected, twisted animator. I'm a fire starter, twisted fire starter. You're the fire starter, twisted fire starter. I am a fire starter, twisted fire starter. Starter. Well, I hope that worked for you. I don't know if it worked for everybody, but can we lighten this up? That gave me a healthy glow. Let's look at Twitter. Somebody wrote something. Somebody wrote, Laura Denton just wrote, good morning, everyone. Okay, sure, works for me. DJ said, could you see about getting UK wrestling sensation Blue Cane booked on All In? I'm a big Blue Cane guy. I saw him and I hit follow immediately. I wish him nothing but the best. Saki the Sock Puppet said, happy Sunday. Is that what you? Happy Sunday, RJ. Thank you, Saki. Mikey said, I was just to the side of the camera, front row, but not quite close enough. Most of my shots of my son were out of focus. Christine said, I can't believe you said that about Mama City. Well, I can. Christine, can you tell everyone, did you pick your seats? Because you were dead on camera with your signs. Is that why you picked those seats? How did you pick those? Rod said, penis talk already? It might be a chat record. I assure you it's not. Josh said, hey, RJ, hope you're well. Stay safe. Thank you. Saki just subscribed to my YouTube channel. Josh said, when you interviewed Ethan Page, you mockingly joked that AEW would never visit Hamilton. I really never thought they would. I was like, it's too close to Toronto. Now that it's happened, will you apologize to Ethan Page? Yes, I will. David understands. Josh said, good morning. Is there a GoFundMe for a new sign? I don't know how that's, they're looking into it. I don't know if there's like an insurance thing that we can claim. if the whole building, if it was on those grounds and then they have to pay for it, what was damaged, I don't know. But we're gonna try. Hopefully things will, continue. Uh, the Joe Queer said, RJ drinking coffee in his underwear has replaced CBS Sunday Morning. Wait, let me do this for you, Joe Queer. You're watching Sunday Morning. That was a horrible. It sounded so much better in my head. Suplexer says, I love the video of you playing Fight Forever. Your commentary while playing wrestling games is gold. Obviously, I'm continuing to play Fight Forever. I'm doing Road to Elite with Ricky Starks, and it is fun. And there will be more to come out next week. Erin said, no penis straws, but we did for her last marriage bachelorette. When you get the blessing of a second marriage, you get to say what things you didn't want from the last one. And I love that she probably said, can we kill it on the penis straws? I think we got the gist. These straws had mini disco balls, and we had heart-shaped sunglasses. So you went from the penis to the balls. You're still a little talk about long-term storytelling. Josh said, good morning from the Muppet Math Man. Oh my God. No. Really? Good morning to you. Mia said, since your birthday is the same day as my father, oh my God, it's so soon. It's not this Tuesday, it's next Tuesday. What should I get him? I got a bath mat. I think it's called a stone. And it's not a towel. It's like a hard thing, but you step on it and it dries all the water instantly. I mean, it doesn't get all moldy and weird, I would say that. Gene said, waiting for the Fight Forever mod where you can replace the generic interviewer guy with RJ. Believe me, as I play this game, you will see me get very upset every time this interviewer appears. It's a slap in my face. And I would like to have Kenny on the show to discuss. Manuel said, do you still have a guest you want to interview on Hey? Or do you just have people as you go along? Well, I mean, both. And then there's people who I have kind of no relationship with, and I go, well, do you want to? And then we hit it off, and it's great. So, I mean, there's so many people that I have not gotten to yet. Kenny, the Bucks, Brian Cutler, Prince Nana, Colt Cabana, Big Bill, Lee Moriarty, CM Punk, Hangman Adam Page, Sammy and Ty. That's just 10 off the top of my head. Jay White, Don Callis and Takeshita, the House of Black, QTV. That's 14. That does 14 weeks so far. Okay, we're getting somewhere. And then who else? Who knows who else will show up on that show? Clearly, the rules do not apply if once we get a new song. Now I'm far behind. Oh, John Silver. Your mama meant John Silver. Yes, he's very weird. So Sierra said the only thing missing from today's episode was an MJF RJ duet. But there's a whole licensing thing. Aaron said, I have a box full of like 7-year-old penis-shaped accoutrement in my storage somewhere. That would go to a consignment store and see what you can get for those. I'm sure it's a decent price. I'm sure they're good quality. Nails liked Firestarter. Great. So far behind. The marriage will be taint themed. That was a rude thing to say, DJ. Oh, God. Christine said, I may have purposely picked seats opposite the hard cam in order to get certain signs on TV. I failed to realize that meant my face would appear on TV, but I have no regrets. Another spot people forget about is now that Collision has ringside commentary. If you get right behind commentary, it's another good spot. Amanda said, I'll have to come back shortly to finish. Husband had back surgery. It went well, but I must tend to his needs over RJ. What a needy person. Can't take care of himself after a little back surgery. It's pathetic. Josh has been a member for 11 months. Thanks for the memories. We should do a dramatic reading of the City of Crime rap from Dragnet. Oh my God. Let me see if that's even here. It was Dan Aykroyd and Tom Hanks. And this was in the age of movie raps. I don't know why this was a thing. But here's how it goes. This is the city. It's a city of crime. My name is carry a badge. 3:15. I've lost my place already. Here we go. 3:15 a.m. Thursday, January 15th. It was chilly that morning in the City of Angels. On this particular occasion, we happened to witness a PAGAN ritual in progress. See that, Strebeck? We're just in time. We've stumbled into a major crime. They've got the girl all fright. Now that's not nice. I think she's the subject of a sacrifice. Buddy, we're putting this party on ice. But first, we really ought to read them their rights. Read them their rights. Read them their rights. Well, I'm here tonight to rap about your rights because right now you're in trouble. Don't have to say nothing at all. You all got 2 calls and you better make them on the double. This is a city of crime. Don't step out of line. This is the city of crime. You better be praying your judge is kind. You're a dangerous mob and it's our job to bust you for being violent. While we're here, let's state it clear. You have the right to remain silent. That's Tom Hanks saying that. Well, excuse me, Mr. Copper, Mr. Crime Stopper. What's wrong with what we're doing? We just like to dance on our goatskin pants around this ancient ruin. Then Tom Hanks says, now it's not so funny that it costs big money. If you ever have to hire a lawyer, it's my duty to inform you and my pleasure to warn you. We'll provide one for you. All right, I think we got the gist. It's a city of crime. Don't step out of line. Look, as much as I can do justice to that, I urge you to seek it out and actually watch the video because it's horrible. Squirrel Squad said, I'm loving Fight Forever. I was mad yesterday. I finally got the Paul White storyline, but I didn't beat him in the 3 minutes. I haven't gotten there yet. Way to ruin it for me. Nail said, I'm gifting. You went from the penis to the balls immediately and not asking RJ's permission like I normally do for the R-rated one. I don't think that's R-rated. It's a bachelorette. Love is in the air. Miss Andy said, did the generic interviewer from Fight Forever get a graphic? I'm sure he will. Kurt said, I share your fear of spiders. Last week, my housemate was describing Greenland, the Gerard Butler film. At one point, he said, spoiler alert, which I mistook for spider alert, and jumped off the couch. You don't yell that at people. Don Marie said, Forbidden Door Christine across from you, but didn't know it until after. Christine's famous now. Nail said, he said, Prince Nana, unprompted. Molly said, who's Brian Cutler? And I find that insulting. Josh said, I still think Hangman is Blue Big Bird. What are we talking about here? Kurt said he didn't mention Moxley. Oh my God, of course, John Moxley. If he will he ever do the show? That remains to be seen. Samoa Joe should be on the show. Maria said, was your Hey episode your first interaction with MJF? No, it was not. There is a video, talk about a moment in time from Greektown years and years and years ago. It's me, MJF, and Stokely Hathaway. And I think it was the first time and for a long time, the only time the 3 of us were ever in a room together. And we've had no communication since. Christine said, Erin is heading out. Have a great week, everyone. Don't forget to like the videos. And she leaves the hotel with her box of penis straws. Christine said, I totally lucked out being behind Angry Taz, which isn't hard to do, and the gang at Forbidden Door. Sublector said, what's Sylvia's plans today? She looked like she wanted to go outside. I gave her a little ice cream yesterday. She's not eating as normally as we would have wanted. She's eating weird things. She's deep into treats, and then when she's into treats, she's not eating her regular food. It's a whole thing. Class said, RJ, you need to turn heel and join QTV. I think I'm just a person, you know. Josh said, what a movie. Seek the rap out. But if you have, watch the movie. If you haven't, it's fantastic. Molly said, you were naming your list of interviews and you said Brian Cutler instead of Brandon. Oh my God. Well, now I feel bad. Now I feel like an idiot. Now I'm going to have to apologize to him. Christian is another one. Sting, Darby. Oh my God. Good thing they have a giant roster. DJ said, my mom's friend was asked to go to a wedding by Gerard Butler, and she said no. James said, I was at Ross, and those Poppy underwear 3-pack, I was like, oh, it's made famous by RJ. Okay. Don Marie said, the Toronto shows, I had the pleasure of guesting with a famous mail girl. Oh my God, that was you, Don Marie. Darcy the mail girl from the wonderful Last Drive-In. Which is on Shudder and is sometimes on AMC. Was in the crowd. They did this fun get to bring a guest, which is an amazing thing. And I didn't get to see anybody. I didn't get to see her. I didn't get to see you. I'm so sorry. Josh said Taz is Oscar. Is that too easy? No, that's correct. Kurt said my new catchphrase that I'm trying to have catch on. That's brisk, baby. It does catch on. Lauren said, hey, RJ, have you been to the farmer's market with Dalton Castle? No, because he's just a tyrant. And he's, give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. And, there will be a soap lady or the guy who sells bee shit. And they will back up because it almost ruins their inventory. He will basically swipe. He's got a big bag. He swipes everything off the table. And then he just will throw cash at them, which is, derogatory. And I don't think is of equal value for what he's taking. He's a tyrant. If you've ever been to a bar with Andy Dick, which I'm sure David Arquette has once and it's never done again, that's similar to being at a farmer's market with Dalton Castle. It just awakens something inside him, and he's just a menace. He's a farmer's menace. DJ said, I'm not too fond of Gerard Butler because of his silly accent. I'm from the same town as him, and that's not what we sound like. Maybe that's harsh to Gerard, but that's the truth of it. I like when he played the Phantom of the Opera, and instead of singing, he just decided to yell. Christine said, Sylvia is an eccentric old lady. She eats what she wants to eat. Bring her some grapes to the table. She would probably love grapes. Yo Mama said, after Best Friends win their titles, can you redo their AEW interview? I don't know. Do they like me? By the way, the Tumblr thing, I was tumbling, I was naming teams, it's going well, and now next week is the semifinals already. And I'm like, is this over? I thought we were going to we have more balls in there. What are we doing? So I'm a little mad about that, but I hope we still have the Tumblr, just in case. I'm gonna tumble whether I need to or not. Rob said, how come you're not in a hotel in Regina right now? First of all, I want to say, you know how many Americans have been saying Regina? And I have to tell them, no, it's pronounced how you don't want to say it. Number one. Number two, I was only on Dynamite. Not that I'm just a Dynamite person, but they were like, oh, just do this. And, I'm sure I will be back at Collision soon. Doing what? Probably nothing. Mama said he probably has a cute tote bag with a little flower water bottle. No, he pushes people out of the way. He says, I'm busy. I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of things to get. And then it's like wood, 8 wood carvings. You need that many. You have to push people out of the way for that. And then he doesn't even put them in. He puts them all in his garage. He's got a garage and a shed. And it's just piled high with candles and shit and woven bracelets. Jesus. Typo said, I can't believe Regina is pronounced the way it is. Lady said, so you were saying Dalton Castle is doing supermarket sweep at farmer's market? Basically, they go, stand clear. And I go, everybody, calm down, everyone. It'll be over soon. And he loots it almost, It looked like, during the riots or something, they'll throw a TV through a window and people just start taking shit. It's like that, but just one man. Rod said, I bought 4 liters of brisk yesterday. Hopefully they send you some residuals. I don't know if they'll send me residuals, but you know what that is? That's brisk, baby. Class said, have you ever gone to the Nightmare Factory? I used to train there. Maybe one day I'll make it on AEW. Big goals. Well, I mean, if you don't train there anymore, I don't really know what to tell you. It's usually a show for wrestlers or people that have wrestled or are in the business. Doesn't sound like sounds like you dipped in. It didn't sound like you're fully in. Have I been to the Nightmare Factory? No. But QT is a smart individual, despite what happened last night. These things happen. And I would love to sit under his tree and pluck his oak. Yo Mama said I would have cried if Chuck had to go against Trent for the tag titles. Carly said, hey, RJ, just to let you know, you're in your underwear and hey, W really make my morning. Well, thank you, Carly. I'm barely making my own morning. So that's sweet of you to say. Mikey said, I did see Samojo read my sign. At least he knows you should have a graphic. Samojo saw your sign that said RJ said he should have a graphic. And then what? He shook his head and walked away. Gene said, sadly, RJ has not posted a GIF of himself with the Tumblr on Tumblr. There has not been a lot of GIFs of me tumbling. I've looked. and I haven't found any. I've been doing such a good job. So that's really, it bothers me. Mikey said, I did see, I just read that already. What is wrong with me? Nail said he's busy. Josh said, I need all of that artisan honey. And the bees are artisans. Rob said, I would very much like a big round robin tournament that doesn't conclude within a couple of weeks. I know. I hope it keeps going. I hope they just add more brackets. Human Adventure said, Follow That Bird has Allison Court in the movie, who went on to play Lunette, the clown from Big Comfy Couch. And that was a wonderful show. It was all about clowns and Major Bedhead and Granny Garbanzo and Auntie Macassar. And then they had the Dust Bunnies. And then they had the big people. I like that show. Yo Mama said, to be a queen like him, you need a wall of candles. Josh said, running wild with pots of basil and fancy beers. Joe Queer said, if you could bring back a classic game show to host, which would you choose? Well, I know they already brought it back, but I love Card Sharks so much. First of all, the theme song is amazing. It's that. Number one. Number two, they have the whole thing's carpeted. The whole floor is carpeted. So it's got to be the comfiest game show I've ever seen. And then it's such an easy, you got a 6. Is it higher or lower? And they're like, higher than a 6, a 4. I'm good at it. Like, I'm ready to go. I've prepared myself just in case. Neil said, RJ, are you, then it skips. Are you allowed to put Hey W phone cases on your Spring store? I'm not. Can you do it sneakily? I cannot. You just chipped your baby face one, but maybe I'll put more of my own stuff. But no, I can't put any Hey stuff. I will say you can certainly pester the Shop AEW people and see if they'll do anything else, but I don't know if they do phone cases yet. George is here. George Barbosa, who directed the wonderful documentary Wrestling Rock on Tour, which you can watch on YouTube. I just sent it to someone, actually. And he does a lot of posted his first thread the other day, which we're now all on, I assume. And it's wonderful. He did lovely documentaries on Rosemary and Giselle Shaw and people of that nature. He said, good morning. It's a greeting. It's a late greeting, but nevertheless, it doesn't matter in this world. Josh said, we need TV segments of Dalton at farmers markets. Those will track well. DJ said, funnily enough, no one has any issues with Roddy Piper's Scottish accent in Scotland because he made the wise decision to just not do one. He's not really from Scotland. Christine said, cheat day menu. Great question. I don't know. I believe I'm going to some sort of family barbecue thing. And I'm a little trepidatious about it because that means the meal is in their hands. I don't know exactly what they're doing. I'm sure it's a bunch of shit, but I don't know what. I like to be in control of it, so I'm already bothered, number one. Number two, I need to catch up on my blizzards. There is a birthday cake cookie dough blizzard that and there's a Reese's. There's like a peanut butter pretzel one, and I think those would match up well. So I'm circling the wagons on those. Josh just wrote, what? Leo said hello. DJ said, I'd love to see you and Tony continue to tumble together. Look, Tony and I only did the one tumble, and then he was like, I'm out of here, and he got Renee to fill in for him. Tony, I don't think likes working with me. Nail said, wow, way to make me feel guilty backhandedly. I made one tumble gif. I'll get on it. Thank you. Now that it's over. Josh said, big comfy couch, the only kind of clowns I like. James said, RJ, who's the one wrestler who you'd really like to work with? There's so many. Who's the one? Who's the one? I mean, Blue Cane is very hot right now. I got a lot of questions about Blue Cane. The one wrestler, I don't know. I want to work with them all. This is how the show works. What's wrong with you? Dutch from Ring of Honor. Kurt said, do you know board game of diplomacy, conflict, and conquest for 2 to 6 players? That's Risk, baby. Well done. I caught on. Your mama said, I would love to make a video of Dalton and RJ at a farmer's market. Josh said, Molly and the Dust Bunnies might be the cutest puppets ever devised. Gene said, Card Sharks, Perry or Eubanks? I liked Perry. Eubanks did so many other shows. I think of Perry, I think of Card Sharks. Rob said, I was very much expecting a singing duet or some sort of sing-off between you and Max today. Well, don't know what to tell you. Class said, still wrestling back in New Zealand, moving back to America soon, but definitely sounded like I dipped out. Well, you did, geographically. Kurt said, capital of Belarus? That's Minsk, baby. Doesn't work the same. Yo Mama said AEW should do a Love is Blind type wrestling show where the wrestlers go into pods so they can't see the other person and they shoot promos on each other and the person who hates the most wins. Picture. Norman said, I bet you hang out with Danhausen and his wife up there in Canada. She seems cool. Yeah, we go play golf together. Nail said, AEW doesn't do phone cases. I'll pick another one of yours. I'm sorry. I'm legally restrained. Positively E said, I'm on the thread. Kurt said, Wrestling Rock on Tour was my first exposure to RJ. It's so, and typically has basically no wrestling in it. Christine said, family barbecue. Will you see your adorable niece? Probably. DJ said, who's one wrestler you'd never want to work with? This is a great question. Who do I not like fundamentally? And again, there's so many options. Oh my God. I'm trying to think of people that really, really bother me. But now I can't. I just know people that bother me the same amount as everyone else. Who's one wrestler I just do not want to work with? Mickey James. Real piece of shit. Human Adventure said, congrats to you, sir. I've just noticed you hit 10,000 subscribers. Very happy for you. Keep being awesome. Oh, DJ said I never want to work with the Red Cane personally. How could I be so stupid? Of course. I was so caught up in Blue Cane. I forgot that there was a Cane before that. I'm putting that guy at the top of the list. Sorry, Mickey. Suplexus has said, I got to dip early. Just want to say thank you, RJ, for all the great content every week. Keep on keeping on. That's a weird thing to say. Here's a better thing to say, because that's brisk, baby. Mia likes Vincent and Josh. Leo said, are you going to be the special entrant in Blood and Guts? Yeah, if you need a fifth man, you call me. I'm like the alternate on the bench. I'm like the eighth man. Gene said, yes, Jim Perry was one of the all-time most underrated game show hosts. Mia said, do you like Hollywood Squares? Did I like it? Sure. There was so many versions of it. And I didn't mind the one with Whoopi either. That was fun and easy. They were good celebrities. The old one, it's just funny to me how they always frame it as like, oh, Poland's just coming up with these jokes from off the top of his head. He's hilarious. And they're clearly written. And the questions are like such obvious setups. And then people are just, you get those cutaways of celebrities drunk and red in the face laughing. It's my favorite part. Gregory said, the cake batter cookie dough is very good, as is the peanut butter puppy chow blizzard. Huh? Did you mean to say pretzel? Rob said, when you get to the family barbecue, will you walk up to the grill and say, that's brisket, baby? Now we're back. Now we're really, really back. Kurt said, creamy French soup? That's bisque, baby. We're having a time. Christine said, oh, yeah, Christine, I'll do it again for you. You sent it at the same time. A rich, creamy soup typically made with shellfish? That's bisque, baby. Where'd you come up with the idea of wrestle ants, and why are you an ant? Well, somebody said, I think this is like, oh, it's like watching wrestling with your aunt and uncle. And Renee and I have we barely have a social affiliation. And I thought, we're not aunt and uncle. That's not a relationship at all. We're more like two wine-drunk aunts. Those two aunts who live together and they don't seem to like each other, but they do everything together. Selma and, what are their names? You know what I'm talking about from The Simpsons. And I don't know. That felt like that's what it was to me. And then people started talking about it. I said it once, like, come watch wrestling with your aunts. And then a bunch of people liked it. And then I thought, all right, well, there we go. And ta-da. So it's mine. Once again, Renee didn't create shit. Rod said, I believe that Danhausen and his wife moved to California. Yes, for the golf. Cody said, "How is the sign today?" It's I'll maybe just have to spread it, in places that it liked in different arenas, spread it different places. We need a new one. Let me put it that way. We definitely need a new one. Joe, at some point today later, there was insurance people. They came and took pictures. I'll post them later today. Joe said, "I would pay good money to see RJ Danhausen and Lulu hit the back nine at Augusta." Leo said, Dirty Sanchez, don't mention my past again." Cinnamon Girl said, "Good morning, RJ. Loved Hay, made my day, and it just started." Well, and you can go back to bed. Joe said, "Or at a Lawrence Welk resort." Thank you for reminding me. That's on my list. I got to get to one of those soon. Tactical Hot Dog said, "I just discovered you had a YouTube." I don't tweet about it that much. I want it to be kind of discoverable in that weird way. Kurt said, "Abbreviation of miscellaneous? That's MISC, baby." Kim said, "Red Cane is my mayor." How embarrassing. Oh my God, Kim, I have a million questions. Can you go? How small is the town? Can you go knock on his office door and pester him? Can you crank call him? Leo said, "What about Gunner? Best not to work with him or the Orange NXT ref." I think that was a given. I don't think they're working that much either. Josh said, "What game show do you think you could dominate?" Well, Josh, lest we forget my appearance on Celebrity Family Feud. And then people forget about it. It was like that. They hit these like different markets. So we did that because it was before I was doing stuff with AEW. And go watch it. Celebrity Family Feud. It's me. Can we take a moment to appreciate? This was David Arquette, me, Dalton Castle, Peter Avalon. And we swept the shit out of Team Paul Rubens. And we won fast money. It's on YouTube. Gene said, "It's sad that ECW's Nova never played Nova Kane. He could have sent up 2 Glenn Jacobs character at one time." That's a real shame. Human Adventure said, "If you were ever to host a game show, which show would you prefer? Press Your Luck, the Newlywed Game, or You Don't Know Jack?" You Don't Know Jack, the TV show, only lasted 6 episodes, hosted by Paul Rubens, playing the host Troy Stevens, and it's mind-blowing, high concept, true to Pee Wee. It was too smart for everybody, and I loved it. That's the one I would do. Matt Sandy said, "The Joker's Wild is an underappreciated game show." I wasn't crazy about Press Your Luck. There's too much fucking business going on. Midnight said, "Blinking, you'll miss it. Judge Mills Lane edition was spectacular." Yes, I did. I reviewed all the intros to Judge Mills Lane, and I don't think I've ever laughed that hard in a very long time. He was born in the country. And then I'm sold. Another really good a game show that I would like to host is Beat the Geeks. Blaine Capatch was the host, and I love him. He's fantastic. But if he didn't want to do it anymore, I would absolutely do it. Stephen said, "Hey, I don't know if you covered this, but comment on Jim Cornette putting you over. Has he done it again, or is this still for the Sky Blue thing weeks ago?" First of all, we have to let it go. It's very nice. And then we can move on. Number one. Number two, I thought he was going to murder me. So I heard, "Oh, wait till you hear what Jim says." And I'm like, this mother. And then he said the nicest shit. And then I was like, fuck. I got nowhere for this aggression to go. I've built it all up. And I don't know what, thanks. Shit. Darcy, the mail girl, is here. We were just talking about you. How you were in Toronto with your guest du jour, how you were chaperoning fans, which is a sweet thing you do. And you can, of course, obviously, go watch The Last Drive-In on Shudder. Midnight said, I already read that comment. Jesus. Patty and Selma. Thank you, Leo. I knew Selma. It was the Patty I didn't get. Back surgery? It's his disc, baby. That's a good one. Matt D said, "Song request, Let's Get It On in the style of America's Judge Mills Lane." Okay. Does everyone understand what I'm doing here? I'm reading Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On" as Judge Mills Lane. Okay. "I've been really trying, baby, to hold back this feeling for so long. And if you feel like I feel, baby, then come on. Well, come on. Let's get it on. Oh, baby, let's get it on. Let's Let's love, baby. Let's get it on, sugar. Let's get it on. Whoa, 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 whoa. We're all sensitive people with so much to give. Understand me, sugar. Whoa. Since you've got to be here, let's live. I love you. There's nothing wrong with me. Let's get on. Okay, so obviously, as you've quickly discovered, I don't have a Mills Lane impression. I don't have an impression of Judge Mills Lane. That wasn't necessarily on my roster, Matt. Jesus, I tried my best. Blue Meanie is here. We were just talking about Nova. Here's a question, Blue Meanie, if you're around and listening. Are there any parodies you guys planned that you did not get to do? DJ said, Matthew of Botchamania also put RJ over, and he's much more significant in the industry than Cornette. Where was this? One of my favorites. Matthew is a curator and only betters the industry through finding the things that are bad. I assure you. Josh wants a neon hay sign, please. That's not happening. Your mama said, I'm bringing my cat on a walk later. Should he wear a cute pink leash or his gold one? Gold one. Let people know you have money. Christine has gifted 5 memberships. That's so sweet. DJ, Leo, Blue Meanie, John Murray, Lawrence, and you all have memberships. So go enjoy them. That's sweet of you, Christine. Neil said, we made it too much about Blue Meanie. He's going to get cranky. Blue Meanie got a membership. He's very happy about it now. Kim said, it's a county mayorship. I did not vote for him. It's not a small county, probably 500,000 people. I think you could still find ways to bother him. He'll be at functions. He doesn't seem like he does too much. You know what I mean? I think he's just kind of a handshake or picture taker kind of guy. Kim said, oh, I just read that. I hate when I do that. Toxic T-Rex said, Kim, I used to live out there. There's peace and solidarity. Kane sucks. Christine said, RJ, do you still have heat with S. Apatha Murkison over that feud win? She has not spoken to me since. That's what you're asking. Josh said, The Cube is a very strange game show. I don't know whose idea it was to make the Cube sentient. Does anyone remember? This is like the early days of the Game Show Network. Does anyone remember the Inquisitor or the Inquisition? It was it was like a Saw-like guy, but it was just questions. Rob said, not sure if it classifies as a game show, but I would love to go on the Crystal Maze in the UK. There was another game show I saw. It's an old British game show, and I saw it during a YouTube dig, so I don't know how popular it was. But it was kids. It was like VR, and these kids had to go through a thing, and it was like Escape from a Castle. It was like an RPG, and then there would be 2 kids on the outside telling them where to turn. Does anyone, maybe it was called Nightmare, but with a K? It was castle themed? Am I losing my mind again? That remains to be seen. Leo said, do you think AW could collaborate with I Think You Should Leave and we could get a coffin flap match? Tim Robinson has been backstage. Sam Richardson has been backstage. That's more plausible than you think, Leo. Josh said, Nick Arcade is a bummer. It's mostly unrelated trivia questions. The video games are like bookends more than the core of the show. Yes, but the final round, Josh, was a technological marvel at the time. Christine said, I would like you to reboot Bumper Stumpers. Bumper Stumpers was a Canadian game show, and it was almost like Mad Gabs, that kind of thing. They have weird you'd have to figure out what the saying is. They'd have them all in abbreviations. I did like that. It was a good show. Gare said, will TNT ever listen to your scheduling suggestions? Lord, we are going to fucking try. Between Renee and I, they've got to crack sooner or later. Tom's Customs. Oh my God. Look at this. Is this the real Tom who has fooled me on a monthly basis? If you were to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, who would you call for help? I'm trying to think, like, who do I have in my phone? I don't have his number, but Brian Danielson, I think, would be a good. If I had to pick 3 friends that I could potentially call, he's not my friend. I mean, it's his choice, I guess. Brian Danielson, Dick Cavett. Did some literary questions and shit. And she's someone I would say, and Willow Nightingale. I'll try to round it out. Maybe she knows like popular music or something. Human Adventure said, I totally forgot about. I love that I brought up these old game shows and now it's unlocked shit in people's brains. Totally forgot about MTV's Remote Control. Dennis Leary would do a sketch of Danny Ward. And of course, Colin Quinn was on it. Christine said, need a utensil to whip up some eggs? That's a whisk, baby. Joe Queer said, Daredevil's arch enemy. That's Fisk, baby. DJ said 500,000 people and they voted for Dr. Isaac Yankem DDS. I think that means Britt Baker can make it to Congress. Oh, I would not rule that out. She would absolutely excel in politics. Sean said Matthew rules. DJ said Matthew is always putting you over on the Cultaholic podcast. I don't even know he was on this. He asked me, he was like, this was a while ago. He was like, do you want to do like a Royal Rumble watch along with us? And I think I had to write back and go, I work for AEW. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Of course. Sean said, when I started watching wrestling, Matthew was on like Boxing Mania 40. Blue Meanie said, a parody we didn't do but talked about was Sabu and Rob Van Dorn. Rob Van Dorn is so good. Oh, there's nothing that breaks my heart more than funny ideas that don't get to happen. It really like hurts me in a specific way because Rob Van Dorn is it's just so funny to say already. Like I don't even need to think through the parody. Sab Blue, obviously, fantastic. And I assume you would just set up like 5 chairs in the middle of the ring, like you're gonna jump across them all from rope to rope. And then do, the falling thing and the whatever. Oh my God. Rob Van Dorn is just fucking amazing. I'm so glad I asked. This is the shit I'm talking about. If there wasn't this Blue Cane, Rob Van Dorn did not walk, so Blue Cane could run. Blue Meanie was so ahead of the curve on this shit. It's unbelievable. Leo said Britt Baker seems clever enough to avoid getting into politics. Yeah, sure, but if you're a mayor, you just sit and just paperwork and money. Sam said, incredible beard growth in the last 3 hours. You were squeaky clean with that Max fella. Do people think Hay is live? Instead of a horribly taped incident? Matt said Matthew was a legend. He'll be happy. I hope somebody goes into his podcast and tells him that we were talking about him here. Josh said, whoa, the Inquisition? Looking into it. Flang said, reboot, Bumper Stumpers, Chain Reaction, Kid Street, every Canadian-produced game show on Global. I like the Party Game was another Canadian game show, too. Sam said, nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition. Yeah, of course. Leo said, Nightmare, I think. Okay, good. Nail said, I love Botchamania. I actually just watched it this morning. I love when Matthew is mentioned on wrestling shows. He pointing out botches funny and not shitty. Because he doesn't just point them out. He does something with them. He presents them in a funnier way, as opposed to just like, meh. Somebody tweeted that a while ago. Like, I hope people understand the difference of what he's doing and then those troll accounts that will just post people falling. Like it's like they've done something. He's adding to it. And he's the argument for like the internet being able to take content and then make its own content, would be a person like him. Nightmare, said Emma. It was fantastic. Yes, everyone loves Nightmare, but nothing about the Inquisition. Human Adventure said, I have been requested to cover a Beatles song at a future gig. What should I cover? I'll be in Ligonier, Pennsylvania next Sunday. That's a long-ass drive from... I like, with a little help from my friends, it's hard to go wrong there. Norwegian Wood. You can't beat a good Norwegian Wood. Rob said that kid's show was called Nightmare. Look, okay, all right. Everybody likes Nightmare. Would you do voice work for a Most Extreme Elimination Challenge revival? God, I would love to write for that show. Gary said Matthew watches Hay most Sundays on his Twitch stream. I did not fucking know this. Why did no one tell me this? Leo said Tim Robinson on Hay. One of my friends, Adam Peacock, did take a picture with the sign. When we're back in LA, why the fuck not? Baby Newis, Steven Weber. RJ show ended after he demanded that Tony Khan book the entire cast of Wings. Snap Grapple Pop said, I think RJ would suit hosting traders, walking around a mansion, being passive aggressive to his contestants. That's what I do now, just without the whole mansion thing. Josh has a Nick final stage reenactment. Let me read it out loud. Go left, no, go left, jump, here comes Mongo, Katie, jump. Oh, we're out of time. You're not going to space camp. Mia said, would you go on Double Dare? Not now. Rod said, I'm all in on RJ hosting a new remote control game show. Steven said, didn't Kane win weakest link? Remember when everyone thought Kane was the smartest wrestler? Oh, the guy's a genius. And he had just like a cursory understanding of politics. Josh said, protest Mayor Kane by just holding up an urn at his public appearances. Kurt said, it was called Nightmare, all right. There was a famous Vine of it a few years back where the kid's whole team told him to turn right and he turns left, immediately turning into lava. That's fantastic. I would love to see Simon Miller get interviewed on AEW. He's not in the company. Flying said, it's insane that Rob Van Dam's name is from his resemblance to Jean-Claude. He's like the honky tonk man or something. In a way, he is. A lot of wrestlers did that. Nail said, I don't get scissor me timbers. Rob Van Dam was right in front of our face the whole time. I know. It's so obvious, yet so perfect. Candy said, some of the prizes of the old game shows on Buzzer are hilarious. One was a block of cheese. There's one, What's My Line, maybe, and it was sponsored by Dristan, and it's so old that they had to explain what nasal spray was. This was like, there's just a novel concept. Sam said, here comes the sun. Can't go wrong there. Happy and also sad. Matt Sandy said, one of my favorite meanie parodies was when they did Colonel De Beers and Baron von Raschke. It was so, and I do think I'm hitting that wrestle nerd pocket too, of those weird people. It's a niche, but when it hits. DJ said, the Royal Rumble was really good. I always tune in for the Royal Rumble, but maybe they'll bring back Maven. I can't miss it. We did a watch along in the pandemic when I was doing those pay-per-view watch alongs. And I think you got 3 numbers, and then if all your numbers were eliminated, you get kicked out of the watch along. And my last number was like, whatever, number 17. I'm like, all right, this is for the women's. And it was Santana Garrett. And I went, well, it was nice chatting with everyone. And then by the time I had made my exit already, she was eliminated. Is RJ on Twitch? No. I mean, I have a Twitch to watch other people's stuff if I ever need it, but this is where I am. And I'm doing everything that I would do on Twitch anyway. It's already here. Kurt said, what does Malachi Black, Asuka, Tajiri, Julia Hart, and the Great Muta have in common? That's Mist, baby. Not quite. Josh said, a Hey W Tony Shalhoub, but he's playing Monk. I heard there's not much of a difference. Cody said, Hey W, but as a game show. By the way, if you like my coffee, stay tuned. Maybe in the next week or so, there's going to be a fun announcement. And I think you're going to like it. Human Adventure said, not a game show, but I loved the 80s when it was on VH1. Jericho would appear. Don't forget the My Little Pony. I can't believe no one has anything to say about the Inquisition game show. W. Stein said, I could see RJ host a AEW revival of Figure It Out. What can Chris Statlander do? What's Chris Statlander's hidden talent? Joey said, how excited are you for the Frasier reboot? Well, BB Newirth has not answered any of my tweets, so I don't know. DJ said, how about a Hey W board game? I put up that Infinity Grid thing. People seem to like it. I don't know how you would do it. It would just be questions from the show. Matt said, Kane denies the climate exists at all, but the fire still burns. And the flame returns. Christine said, will the fun coffee announcement ship to Canada? I think so. Tybo said, I don't think you can use the excuse they're not in the company for, hey, when you had David. David's worked in a creative capacity. He's a creative consultant He just only his best ideas. Josh said the original run was recorded over a couple months, so there was just a pop-up town of sorts around its filming. Josh, what show are we talking about now? Nail said his coffee is actually delicious. Gare said, is it just me who remembers Splat-A-Lot with some random Canadian? I've heard of the show. I don't think I watched, every episode, but I've definitely heard of it. Blue Meanie said, one of my favorite skits in ECW was Stevie and I taking over Todd Gordon's office. Again, even just that is ahead of its time. Where Stevie pictures different wrestlers, which was just me as Colonel Domini, Sir Meanie, and Blue Dust. I love those picture meetings because they happen in real life. Like, I'm sure you saw something similar for real and said, this is ridiculous. We have to make fun of it. I need to go back. I need to go kind of episode by episode because I did miss those in Canada. We barely got ECW. So only like 3 a.m. So everything I got was like obscure websites and the like PWI. I remember just seeing you guys as the Blue Bloods, but I'm not really getting it. But I just remember going, well, this is weird. Oh, Josh said, scroll up a bit. Legends of the Hidden Temple. Oh, yes, of course. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Steven said, can anyone do a really good Richard Dawson impersonation? You know who did? I think not Bill Hader. Jason Sudeikis, I think, did a good impression on SNL with the kissing and the whole deal. I say everyone should kiss on a game show. It should be a little mini fun trivia orgy. I think we should bring it back. Josh said, the best team were the Silver Snakes. The Purple Parrots were the worst. I'm a Blue Barracudas man. DJ said, I remember Splat-A-Lot, and I would like to know if you ever met Dick and Dom or know who they are. So I will tell you, DJ, Dick and Dom came to Toronto to host those episodes. And I worked with them twice. I think I did 2 episodes where I was like a special guest host with them. And they were amazing. They were great. They loved going out here because nobody knew who they were. And especially when you're, in a kids' entertainment and all that business. I'm sure it's nice to be able to go to a bar and relax and enjoy yourself without that burden. Let's see who's on Twitter. Darcy said, thank you for the last driving shout out. We should be in Knoxville right now. Diana and I have missed a convention that has Vicki Lawrence. But we said we would only really make an effort to go if Beverly Archer was there, and she was not. I don't know why. I don't want to get into it, but nevertheless, that is the pact we've made for ourselves. Flank said, YTV had a game show called Uh-Oh. Of course, I remember Uh-Oh. The host name was Wink Yahoo. Nail said, the Splat-A-Lot talk is proof we have a lot of new people. Our power grows every day. Amy said, thanks for being a great background today, everyone. I was driving throughout and just arrived at my destination. See, I chaperone people through life. W. Stein said, do you remember a game show called Finders Keepers? It was Mike O'Malley inside of a giant, open-faced, messy house. Typo said, happy human. My sister said, wrestlers only look naked when their knees are exposed. That's so true. Josh said, I can do a great Richard Dawkins. Jesus. Christine said, mini fun trivia orgy tonight on Fox. Gene said, when one lowers the knee pad, there should be another knee pad with B. Arthur on it. It's wrestling law. That's for sure. Dr. Joey said, oh man, you have to try to reunite with them during All In if possible. Oh my God, Dick and Dom? Yes. And I also would like Hacker the dog on Hay. Mia said, the best part of my day is almost over. Have a great week, everyone. I will tell you again, please, everyone who is here, go watch the latest Hey W with MJF. It's on YouTube.com/AW. Just go watch it. Just go experience it. I don't even know if you can watch it. It's like an IMAX thing. Experience it. Then like, comment, share, all that good shit. And I'm sure we'll be back next week if we get a new sign. You can get the wrestling shirts. You can get Hey W merchandise, like Shop AW. There's more videos coming. I'm playing Fight Forever. I'm enjoying the shit out of it. Pogirl with a lovely Goldenrod tribute said, thanks for being you, RJ. Well, I've tried to be anyone else, and it's just not working out. Snap said, RJ playing bogeys when? I don't know. Nail said, I'm leaving the house to touch grass. Why do people say that? Grass is disgusting. I'll do tumble gifts at lunchtime. Oh, you're so fucking busy, Nail. Josh said that this week on Hey, the ghost from Ghost Rider, who was a slave. I think he was a dead slave. And that's enough. let's get a final look. Everyone's saying have a nice time. I'm going to try to go watch Hey. Here's a little look. And in the meantime, Godspeed and God bless.